Welcome to the 5th Annual UTRGV Accessibility Achievement Award Ceremony, an annual recognition of faculty and staff who support and contribute to accessibility for students with disabilities at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Student Accessibilities promotes the recognition of individuals who are nominated by their fellow faculty and staff, as well as UTRGV students. Student accessibility services alone does not make the university accessible to students with disabilities, but rather contributions by every member of the university community are required. This annual award ceremony is designed to recognize individuals who have gone beyond the expected in supporting accessibility in the classroom, both in person and virtual, through implementation of universal design for learning principles and in creating inclusive learning environments for a diverse population of learners.
The Accessibility Achievement Award is in recognition to individuals who go beyond the expected in their contribution to accessibility in UTRGV by promoting awareness of disability and working to minimize or eliminate barriers to access.
Student Belonging Awards in recognition of individuals who contribute to a sense of belonging among students with disabilities at UTRGV through inclusive practices and a sustained effort to help students recognize they belong at UTRGV. According to Strayhorn, belonging is defined as the degree to which an individual feels respected, valued, accepted, and needed, as well as the manner in which an individual perceives he or she matters to others.
The Accessibility Ambassador Award is in recognition of individuals who have demonstrated a consistent commitment to accessibility at UTRGV over a period of several years and genuinely understands the social impact of diversity and inclusion for all students.
Accessibility Excellence Award in recognition of individuals who have made outstanding contributions to accessibility through innovative pedagogical practices, including implementation of universal design for learning (UDL) principles, and have demonstrated a commitment to inclusive course design for diverse learners, including students with disabilities.
Next, we will present the Accessibility Achievement Awards to honor our distinguished award recipients. The first award is the Accessibility Achievement Award, and it goes to the prominent Dr. Sandra Hansman. She is a professor for the School of Rehabilitation Services and Counseling and Associate Dean for the Graduate College. Some of the comments received about Dr. Hansman include:
Dr. Sandra Hansman has promoted accessibility through her teaching, scholarship, and service at UTRGV. In teaching, she creates a welcoming environment for all learners and ensures that all content is accessible and appealing to students with different abilities and learning styles. In research and scholarship, she has authored numerous journal articles and presentations focusing on counseling interventions for people with disabilities. This scholarly work is directly applicable to the campus community's needs. In service, she is the author of an award-winning disability intel blog with high impact within and far beyond the campus community. Dr. Hansman ensures that accessibility is built into all programs that she initiates or oversees. She is a champion of accessibility on campus and in the local and global communities.
Hi, I am Dr. Sandy Hansman, and it is such an honor to receive this Accessibility Award. I'm coming to you from my very glamorous home office, as you can see. So my approach to accessibility really begins by having a clear idea of what a couple of terms mean: equity and equality. I think people are often very confused by these terms and aren't sure what it means to be equitable as opposed to treating everyone equally or exactly the same. Working with students, especially students with disabilities, it's very important to understand the concepts of equity and then implement practices that are truly meaningful and fair. So when we're treating our students equitably, it means that each person matters as an individual and that our decisions, our actions, and our practices truly consider the dignity, rights, and best interests of the individual. Being equitable does not mean treating everyone exactly the same. Treating people equitably actually usually requires different approaches for different people. So there's a cartoon about this concept that I've seen many times on the internet, and I have it here on my phone to show you. So on one side of the cartoon, there's a box representing equality, where you can see people of different heights are all trying to pick an apple. To do so, each person is standing on a box, but some people still can't pick the apple they want because the box is the same size for each person. The boxes are equal. On the other side of the cartoon, the side representing equity, each person has a different sized box that's just right to accommodate them so they can reach their apple. That's the goal of student accommodations. If we fail to support our students with disabilities through appropriate accommodations, they may not be able to fully demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and ability. They won't be able to demonstrate their competence, and their box will not be the right box to help them reach their apple. When we focus on what each individual needs, it becomes much easier to understand the idea of student accommodations. When we stop worrying about equality or doing the exact same thing for everyone and instead focus on true equity, doing what's needed for success, that's when we really see our students with disabilities succeed. That's our goal. That's how we support each other. And that's how I think we strive for a more socially just university, community, and world. It is my approach to accommodations, and I just think it's the best approach for interacting with all people, whether they're individuals with disabilities or not. Meet people where they are, help them find the tools, provide the tools that they need to succeed. Thank you again so much for this award. It's such an incredible honor. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Dr. Hansman, for going beyond what is expected in your contributions to accessibility by promoting disability awareness. The next award is the Student Belonging Award, and it goes to the committed Ms. Nelda Rodriguez. She is the Director of Field Education for the School of Social Work, and Ms. Rodriguez received several nominations, and some of the comments received include:
Ms. Nelda Rodriguez promotes accessibility by enhancing the learning environment of the student. The student was completing her field practicum remotely due to COVID. The student had difficulty in engaging with clients and integrating theory to practice due to the student having a past traumatic brain injury. Ms. Rodriguez ensured the student was provided extra time for her to understand social work knowledge, values, skills, and integration of theory to practice by explaining information to the student at various levels and monitoring the student's learning experience closely. The student successfully completed her field practicum and moving forward towards her degree. Ms. Rodriguez is the Director of Field Education, and she is ultimately responsible for finding a field placement for all Bachelor in Social Work and Master in Social Work students when they are ready to complete their practicum. Over the years, we've had numerous students with different types of disabilities who needed special accommodations, and she has always done an excellent job working with the agencies, the field instructors, and students to coordinate the best possible placements for them. She has gone above and beyond to ensure they receive an equally fulfilling and strong educational experience, just like all our other students do.
Hi, I'm Nelda Rodriguez. I am with the School of Social Work. Thank you for the nomination. I always encourage students to take advantage of services within the university. I encourage them to make this part of their success, right, in their academics, that it's okay to seek services for students, and that it is really to their benefit to use services when needed, and not to feel embarrassed by it, but to be able to use it as a tool to help them be successful in getting through the programs, whatever programs they're in. So students, take advantage of the services that UTRGV offers. you, whether it be through the Office of Accessibilities or whether it's the counseling center or the library. But it is important that all of you use the services to successfully get through your programs. And I wish everybody the best. And again, thank you for the nomination. I feel very privileged by having been nominated, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez, for contributing a sense of belonging among students with disabilities. This year, Student Accessibility Services has added 2 new awards, the Accessibility Ambassador Award and the Accessibility Excellence Award. The Accessibility Ambassador Award goes to the dedicated Ms. Bonnie Gunn. She's a Lecturer 3 for the College of Sciences Biology Department. Some of the comments received about Ms. Gunn include:
Bonnie is a trailblazer when it comes to accessibility. She carefully checks her teaching materials for accessibility always. She has had a huge influence on my own accessibility training. I watched the efforts that she made and was inspired to learn more. She not only does a great job, but she helps other faculty do a great job as well. She has held workshops on accessibility and kindly encouraged people to attend. She has a way of inspiring people to do their best to help others. She is always improving her approach. She tapes her lectures and makes them closed captioned. She is a champion for our students. She has done the ALLE training and makes all students feel welcomed and included. She uses many teaching methods to reach as many students as possible. She uses adaptive learning based on training at achieving the dream. She has made many soft chalk lessons for A&P labs. She trained many faculty on how to teach online during the pandemic. She was a rock for the faculty. I could not think of a more deserving recipient for this award.
Hello, my name is Bonnie Gunn, and I am a Lecturer 3 in the Biology Department at UTRGV. I advocate for accessibility at UTRGV by seeking out accessibility training and sharing what I learn with other faculty, whether that would be in my department and one-on-one, or it is by holding workshops or doing trainings. It is really important to me that my classes are set up in a way that is inclusive and seamless for all of my students, regardless of what accommodations they may need. And I found that by meeting the needs of the students who might need accommodations, I'm able to better meet the needs of all of my students. I do this by using universal design, and I am continually improving accessibility in my courses, especially with moving things online from in person. Universal design does benefit all of the students in my classes and helps me to ensure that they never feel left out. As an advocate for accessibility, I try very hard to set an example for others on how to handle accessibility issues and how to keep courses welcoming and friendly for all students involved.
Thank you, Ms. Gunn, for your consistent commitment to accessibility at UTRGV. The Accessibility Excellence Award goes to 2 creative professors. The first is Dr. Alexis Rasiles. He is a professor for the College of Sciences Biology Department. And some of the comments received about Dr. Rasiles include:
I took Dr. Rasiles' graduate course in system science. Dr. Rasiles used multiple platforms to communicate with students within his course, including Blackboard, email, Yammer, Zoom, and in person. The broad cross-platform communications in my opinion, helped students with a variety of disabilities and learning styles to get the most out of his class. Dr. Rosselli's also presented information in multiple platforms, both visual, text, and auditory, so it was easier for a variety of students to understand. While not related to disability, Dr. Rosselli's also catered his course to discuss and opened up the ability for students of different cultural and language backgrounds to discuss their opinions and highlighted their unique contributions and unique solutions to issues discussed in class. He encouraged boundary-spanning leadership in science and communicated on a level understood by broader audiences. He also did not shy away from discussing difficult topics of bias such as racial, cultural, and disability within science and how to combat it so that each student from the class could be more inclusive scientists in the future.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this acknowledgement. I must say that of all my accomplishments, my selection for this award has to be one of my most valued achievements because it really does validate my goal here as a professor here at UTRGV, which is to provide access for all students to a transformative and meaningful education. I'm also deeply honored because it recognizes my genuine commitment to inclusion, equity, and diversity in my courses. And as a scientist, I very much believe that we need a diversity of thought, a diversity of ideas, and a diversity of abilities to address some of the most pressing issues of today. And because of this, I think it's imperative that we not only support the development of talent from all sectors of society, but that we also recognize the wealth that comes from a diversity of perspectives, worldviews, and abilities. The first step in doing this is to recognize our audience. Especially as professors, we have to know our students, we have to know who they are, where they're from, and why they are investing their own time, energy, and money into an education here at UTRGV. For me, knowing my students and being responsive to them, actually caring about their own welfare and development is the first step into fostering an accessible and an inclusive learning environment. What we're trying to do here is to create a sense of belonging in that classroom, in the sciences, in a profession where they may feel or actually are or have been excluded. In my classroom, I try to create a physical and emotional space where students can feel comfortable expressing their knowledge and their understanding of complex topics. I invite them to draw from their own experiences as much as from what they read or learn in class or from their peers, and in ways that make that learning more relevant, more personal, more appropriate, and impactful. I think when you create this sense of belonging within each student, that can have a tremendous legacy and an impact on their success, not just in my class, but throughout their lives and their careers. Now, for the student or the students that nominated me for this award, I want to say a genuine and heartfelt thank you for considering me for this distinction. I'm just so proud to have contributed, even in a small way, to your success. And if you're watching, I want you to know that you can always contact me for help and guidance, and that I actually may contact you in the future for the same, because I think now we share a collective quest to apply our learning and our skills in ways that are useful, that are timely, that are relevant, and that are fair. I appreciate your acknowledgement and this award sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rastiles, for your outstanding contributions to accessibility through innovative practices and inclusive course design for diverse learners. The second Accessibility Excellence Award goes to another creative professor, Dr. Servando Hinojosa. He is a professor for the College of Liberal Arts Anthropology Department. Some of the comments received about Dr. Hinojosa include,
Dr. Hinojosa has been so empathetic to my needs and concerns in his class. He asks every time after synchronous class if anybody needs to stay for clarification of any material. He is always on top of making sure all of my accommodations are met through Zoom and Blackboard, and does not share any material that does not have audio, closed captioning, descriptions, etc. Dr. Hinojosa truly practices universal design in his online teaching.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Student Accessibility Services Office for this recognition. It's very thoughtful of you. I just want to say a couple of things in response. My classes used to all be face-to-face here at the university up until about 5 years ago when I started teaching more online classes. And since before that time, I was interacting a lot with student accessibility services, and I got familiar with a lot of the features of the office and what they could do with students. And as more of my classes have moved online, I've tried to make sure to adapt my course materials so that they can continue to be accessible for students and continue to meet the needs of more students. And there's just a few things that I've done to help in this direction. I've tried to make sure, for instance, that the assigned readings are available in readable format, text format. I've tried to make sure PowerPoints are also readable and that they have images with descriptions or captions. I assign videos in most of my courses, my online ones also. And I've tried to ensure that the videos have captions. I've always tried to work with student accessibility services to ensure that students can take exams in an environment that's better equipped for them, better suited for them, since long before the online platforms became available. Now with more online learning, I hope I can, and I try to adapt their teaching frameworks and teaching schedules also to the benefit of students, such that they don't even have to step onto campus any longer. Hopefully makes it, easier that way. I think it's become more possible to meet with more students using Zoom interactive technology than before. And this is very exciting, being able to contact and interact with people in spaces that they're comfortable with and in time frames that are more workable for them. And just in general, I've long believed that every student has something really unique to bring to the table, has something really special about them that they can share with us, that they enlarge our experience, our human experience with. And so I really look forward to learning about their experiences and try to create opportunities and moments when they can share those experiences with the rest of us. I think that students today of many different backgrounds have enough stress in their lives, and our campus has a lot of students that deal with many challenges and opportunities and hardships and situations, such that as professors, as faculty, our job is really just try to keep school within their reach. And so a big part of what I do here has always been try to make things a little more possible for students. And so with that said, I once again extend my appreciation for this recognition.
Thank you, Dr. Hinojosa, for your outstanding contributions to accessibility through innovative practices and inclusive course design for diverse learners. Thank you all.
Thank you for joining us today to celebrate individuals who have made important contributions to accessibility at UTRGV. Although Student Accessibility Services is the department designated by the university to support students with disabilities through the provision of accommodations. Accessibility is a university-wide responsibility. We all play a role in ensuring equitable access and eliminating barriers. Contributions to accessibility assist students with disabilities, but ultimately the entire university community benefits from these efforts. Student Accessibility Services will continue to collaborate with our campus partners, many of whom are represented today. We believe in our mission to provide equitable access for students with disabilities and to also create a sense of belonging and inclusiveness among students while firmly establishing a community of accessibility at UTRGV.